सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया together. निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया. The meter is Mrigendra Mukha. Mrigendra Mukha. Mriga is actually, what is that, deer. But here the meter doesn't have anything to do with deer. Indra of Mriga, the king of all the deers, is the lion. To whom the deer is very dear because it is lunch. So, lion's mouth. And very interesting that the meter describing Maya is like walking into the lion's mouth at your own risk. This is all on you. Very nice. And very nice lilting meter. And so, what does this Maya to that Satchidananda Atma, which is the transcendental Atma of all. In fact, there is no all that is there is it. And in this Atma, free of divisions, free of disease, free of death, free of birth, free of old age, free of parts, free of changes, and Maya is up to no good. She is sitting there, rubbing her hands in glee and saying, "Wah, wah, wah, look at what I have done." And all the people are saying, "Maya, what have you done?" What has she done? She said, "No, I just put a few lines, I just put a few little touches." "Maya, you're such a consummate artist." "Well, I just put a few little lines of painting. I just made 2 boxes, 3 boxes." "Oh, you made boxes?" "Yeah, I'm not very imaginative." "So what's in one box?" "Jiva." "Jiva means me." "Yeah." "Oh, yo, I'm in a box. No wonder I feel all boxed in." "Yes." "And who is in the other box?" "This nice box which is, luminescent and light is coming out of this box." "And Ishvara." "Ishvara you put in a box?" "What's the third box?" "That is the whole world, my dear. The whole world of names and forms is in the third box." And the Jiva, who says, "Now Maya, I feel like boxing you, pun intended." "What have you done?" "No, nothing much. I just threw a few things together." "But there was nothing to throw together. There was one without a second. What have you done?" "The one without a second, you threw them around." "Yes." "How?" "Magic." Indrajala, this is again another word. Indrajala is like a magic. You don't know how it happens. Maya is sleight of hand, except she doesn't have hands. Without hands also, she just makes this, Yeah. 1 minute it is there, 1 minute it is not there. Now it is there, now it is not there. Like even a rainbow. You see a double rainbow. After a rainy day, rainy night, in the morning it's clear, and then you see this early morning rainbow, and you're so excited. Before you can, enjoy it or take a selfie with it, you go wake up all the household, all the members. Come, just, but I'm not dressed, but it's cold. Oh, doesn't matter, just throw a jacket on and just come. You have to see this, you cannot miss this. And you round up everybody, including the pets. And then you go, and then what? God. But it was right here, it was so strong. Now it is not. Why? Maya. Maya, here today, gone today. Not even gone tomorrow. Here today, not anymore here today. Here today. Oh, where is it now? Still here today. But how come I can't see it? Your memory is bad. Who made my memory bad? Maya. So that confusion, which is all, there is only one source of confusion. Maya as Atma Ajnanam or Avidya. Avidya here is the source of all wrong confusions, wrong conclusions, and this is what is the problem. And so, in this chit that is free of all divisions, all vikalpas, all parts, all conclusions, all confusions, in that self-lit, self-knowing, secure, happy, joyous and limitless chit, now there are three bifurcations, trifurcations. Threefold division has been put, and she just said, I just drew some lines. What lines did you draw? When did you draw them? Well, when you were not looking. I just drew some lines. And these are not lines in the sand. Why? Because jiva means what? As soon as you say the word jiva, you get depressed. This is jiva. Like a toy without where the battery is going. This is what it is. It's got a depressing tone. The word jiva itself is depressing. Jiva means what? Full of peeves. Piva. Yeah. Full of all kinds of peeves, full of fears, full of tears, afraid of, everything. Afraid of, afraid. Now there is reason to be afraid. Coronavirus. But even otherwise, the person has no stamina. Jiva has no stamina. Jiva means depression. Jiva means finitude. Jiva means, this is my lot. Why is this your lot? Because it's a lot. I can't deal with it. Jiva means no. Jiva means I can't do it. Jiva means help me. Jiva means love me. Jiva means nobody cares. Jiva means let me in. I want to be part of something. And then coronavirus came. Let me out. I want to be by myself. And then after that what? Let me in. Out. In. Out. Are you a cat? This is what the cat does. The cat will, meow and stand in front of the main door, front door. Then the owner thinks, it wants to go out. Because cat cannot be kept trapped inside, It wants to go out. Okay, let it go out. Opens the door. 2 feet outside and 2 feet and tail inside. And the tail will go like this. Should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? No, I should not go. Should I go? Should I not go? Yeah, Laurie, log out and log back in. Yeah, that helps. So this is what the cat does, and it's freezing outside and the owner is getting frustrated. Make up your mind. Okay, I'll stay in. This is after everyone has caught a chill. It decides to stay in. This is what this is the jiva's lot. Cannot, indecisive, completely feels victimized, completely feels powerless, completely feels, that somebody has undercut them, is untrustworthy because of past experiences and is fearful, tearful, feeling sorry for oneself all the time. So the word jiva brings on instant depression. Yeah. Jiva, oh, I don't want to be jiva. This is what it is. And then what? After jiva, what comes? Isha. You know. What is, where is Isha? You know, or Ishani, you know. Isha is where. Then somehow because of ajnanam, Ishvara seems far away. Who is Ishvara? You are Ishvara. Jiva is Ishvara. But not being, this fact not being understood. Ishvara is somewhere far away. Oh, darshan kab doge? When are you going to give me darshan? Aankh micholi mat khelo. Don't play hide and seek with me, O Lord. I'm singing sad songs, shedding sad tears. Give me one little jhalak, one little glimpse of you, enough for my parched eyes. Where are you? Why do you trouble me so? Oh Krishna. Krishna is meanwhile getting tired of tapping you on the shoulder. You know, Krishna has given up. He who has made even the Lord give up. Maya. Krishna tries to get your attention. I am you. Look in your heart. You know, rise above this Maya. Come on, attend a few Vedanta classes. Where are you, oh Lord? I have given you Guru. Guru will lead you to me. Go listen, sit. And nowadays the Gurus are streaming in your house. You have more Gurus than you can handle. You have an embarrassment of Guru riches because every Guru has learnt Zoom and then and they beam from room to room with the help of Zoom. Come on. And Krishna gets tired of tapping you on the shoulder. In fact, you know, he's holding the flute like this. Why? Because this finger, repetitive stress injury, tapping all the jivas and get their attention. You know, poor thing, he has to hug and kiss this little finger because it is tired. Maya. Ishvara, separate. You know, I am like an untethered kite floating around somewhere. Ishvara is somewhere else and I don't know how to contact this Ishvara and I don't think he is answering my prayers. Where are you? He, she. Where are you? Isha, Ishani. Ishani is again female aspect of Isha. Bhagavan. Where are you? And Ishvara is saying, right here. I am right here. I am you. I am the truth of you. But that is falling on deaf ears. Why? Because Maya has gone and sat in the ears and plugged them up. Small Maya, small version of it. Anoho Aniyan, smaller than the smallest. She has gone and stuffed herself into the ears so that only thing you hear is the cacophony of divisions, not the harmony of oneness. So in such a situation, if the person is dragged to Vedanta class and made to sit down, they will not hear anything. They will not see anything. And this is what the Brihadaranya Upanishad laments. Being under the spell of Maya, anyas san, anyat pashyati, anyat shrinoti, anyat vijanati. Brihadaranya Upanishad and also Chandogya Upanishad. Yaha anyat iva pashyati, anyadiva shrunoti, anyadiva vijanati, sanabhuma yadalpam tanmartyam tannabhuma. So, in describing the Atma as Bhuma, bigger than the biggest, the Chandogya Upanishad also says, the one who sees everything separate from oneself, the one who sees everything as separate, the one who hears everything as separate, the one who knows everything as separate, is under the spell of Maya. That is not Atma, that is Anatma. This is what the whole thing is. And spell of Maya means spell of Atma Ajnanam. Atma Ajnanam makes you see Ishvara as separate. And then what? The people cut up Ishvara also. My God! Instead of saying, oh my God, they say, my God, your God. I'm not going to worship your God. And the people who say that say there is only one God. If there is only one God, how can there be your God, my God? There's only, there's only one God. Commandment number 1. And what is commandment number 2? Therefore, you shall not worship any other God. Ayyo Rama. This doesn't make any sense. If there is only one God, pray tell me, how can I worship any other God? Whatever I worship is that one God alone. Maya. See what a mischief maker she is. In the form of Atma Ajnanam, in the form of a personal cloud that one carries, from birth to birth to birth. This cloud doesn't go unless one takes the initiative to shoo it away. And Vedanta is the antidote to this ghoul called Maya. When one is possessed of ghosts and all, in ancient India, even now in the villages if you go, they will have neem branches, neem tree. Neem is that, bitter things. Because you don't like neem, it is assumed the ghosts will hate it even more than you do. And so they make a little broom out of neem branches and they hit the person possessed. Not to hit me, just to tap them on the head with a little, broom made of neem branches. So like this, what are the neem branches here? Upanishads. Yeah. They oust the Maya. They oust the Maya completely. They make the Maya run and attack some other head. That's what it is. It goes out of your head. But if everybody, isn't it true that one person gets, moksha, not moksha, moksha you already have, Atma Jnanam. If one person gets, then everybody gets. No, that is what Maya will convince you. But no, you have to do this. So the Ishvara is separate from you, causes a lot of anxiety. That's why it is called separation anxiety. Ishvara is different, I am different. And one is helplessly, hopelessly, completely attracted to the source. And one wants to be one with the source and to merge with the source. And if one is told Ishvara is separate from you, ayyo Rama. And my God, your God, oh my God, this is all just ignorance, rank ignorance. I am not going to worship your God. Okay, as though God is waiting for you to worship. Bhagavan says one less favor to give, doesn't matter, no problem, And my God, I have to worship in a particular way. And this is what we have done from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. What lifetime after lifetime? In Rajasthan, in certain rural areas, this is a province in North India, Northwest India, above Gujarat. And you go, and then there is, I went to a wedding. And in the wedding, you have to, they have this very strange and very weird custom. They trap a cat inside a basket, wicker basket. Over the wicker basket, they put a stone because the cat can come out through underneath, it can topple it over, etc. They put a rock or a stone on it. And the marriage is conducted. And the whole time the cat is going, meow, the whole time. 1.5 hours of ritual, and the priest is also going Om Namaha Namaha Om Purnamadav Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate. Whole time. And then I said, what is this? What nonsense is this? Why are you doing it this way? No, this is how our fathers did, this is how our great-grandfathers did, and grandmothers did, and we cannot stop that. And then they have this, it has to be a black and white cat, and it has to be brought, and then they put a tilak on it, and then they put a mala on it. Of course, that, it has that mala is in shreds by the time it is rescued. Then after that, the newlywed bride and groom, they remove the wicker basket, and it runs for its life, poor thing. After 2 hours or 1.5 hours, 2 hours of being trapped there. The whole time during the circumambulating the sacred fire, they have this. Then I asked a few other people around, and one of the, more sensible people said, perhaps in the feudal times, in the olden times, during the ceremony, the cat came and was drinking the ghee from the yajna, and they didn't want to stop the wedding, and then they just they wanted to contain the cat so that the wedding could go on in peace, and then they just trapped it under any basket, the flower basket that was there, they upturned it on the cat and kept it from moving so that they could conduct the wedding and there was no obstacle in the wedding. So like this cat becomes Ishvara in a certain way. This has to happen in a certain way. All these inflexibilities coming from rank ignorance of oneself really. And because of that self-ignorance, so much tamasha, so much, halabalu over everything. And so this is what? Isha Jiva Bheda. Jiveshwarayoho Bheda. This difference between Ishvara and Jiva, saddest form of difference there is. Very, very, very sad. And so this saddest difference, and this difference is thanks to Maya. Maya here is Atma Ajnanam. We have seen many facets of Maya. This is not Ishvara's knowledge. This is Atma Ajnanam, because it is a division which is confined to my vision. Yeah. My vision of division is because of my Atma Ajnanam, the hug of Maya in the form of me not knowing the truth of myself. Okay? So then, Ghatayati Jiva Isha Bhedam, and then another box. What did she draw? She drew the box called Jagat, this universe, this whole multiverse, universe, whatever we call it now. She drew this big box and called it Jagat. And then Jagat, Isha Bheda. This is there. Ishvara is separate from the Jagat. This is part of theology, This is part of number of mainstream theologies. The world is separate from God. God is in heaven, world is here. God is not in this world. Some kind of a thing. So there is a separation. And that's why there is this feeling I have to conquer everything. I have to extend my dominion over everything. I have to extend my control over everything. This is what it is, because the whole earth is not seen as sacred. Jiva, Isha Jagat Bheda. Ishvara is separate from, what is that, Ishvara is separate from Jagat. And then Jiva is also, Jiva Jagat Bheda. Jiva is also separate from Jagat. Jagat means universe, starting with your body, mind, sense complex. So then that's why you have my house. You can't come in. This is where my boundary finishes, and there the person puts up a fence. That's why it's called fence, it's defense. Okay? Yeah. I saw one cartoon once. The father is taking his child bird watching. And then, they both have binoculars. And then, and they're going through neighborhoods with all fences. Everybody's house is all marked up in a fence. And the father is explaining to the child, look, darling, these birds are called warblers, and they are very territorial, and and here is all full of territories. Everything is division. This is what so Jiva Jagat Bheda. This piece of Jagat belongs to me. This piece of Jagat belongs to you. And then I'm going to fight for this piece of Jagat because they belong to my ancestors, and now you have encroached. All this nonsense is because of one Maya in the form of your own self-ignorance, which can be easily dismissed. In fact, it's going right now. It is getting nervous because we are listening to these lectures. Yeah. So, Isha Jiva Bheda, Isha Jagat Bheda, Jiva Jagat Bheda, Jiva Isha Bheda. What else is left? Jiva Jiva Bheda. One more. Bheda means difference. Jiva Jiva Bheda. I am separate from you, you are separate from me. And we count, how many mouths to feed. We count, and so, and in this counting, this is what, this whole counting is a problem. Because you keep saying this one. Oh my God, population control. Who says? the top 1% who owns 99% of the world's resources, money, everything. Even in this pandemic, I read somewhere that the 1% is not suffering in any which way. They are fine and they are going to come out fine. In fact, Amazon is going to become trillionaire. Yeah, really, because staying at home, everybody is not able to go. And everybody is relying on all these online things, so therefore, one is coerced to rely on that much more than before. And so this is what the whole thing is. Very interesting and very, very, so we live in a world of divisions, and the world is right here. It's in this temple where God is cordoned off, like with those little wires, and God is put in a cage. And over God we have labels, my God, your God, no one's God, like this, and then not understood. And then between one jiva and another jiva there is a difference, there is division. Between jiva and the world there is difference, between Ishvara and the world there is difference. And then between the Jagat and jiva also there is difference. And this causes misery. Wherever there is division, there is, sorrow, there is fear, there is wanting to protect something, there is wanting to smother something, there is wanting to control something, all because I don't know I am Satchidananda. Look at one self-ignorance and a whole myriad of effects that it has created. Isn't it amazing, really? So, Ghatayati means, the word Ghata, Ghat, to make happen, has this sense of making happen something out of nothing, This is what it is. That's got a kind of a sense. So, Ghatayati is not like, you don't say, I am mixing milk and a little starter, and Ghatayati, I Ghatayami yogurt, because there is already the raw ingredients are there. I am just mixing something, but here it is creating out of nothing, out of this one thing, which is by definition and by nature indivisible. Divisions are being created. That too what? Rank divisions, divisions that cannot be mended, supposedly are being created. And then, so therefore, Ghatayati, and then Isha Jagat Jiva Bhedam Ghatayati. And then what? What does she do? This is the chorus. Tu, whereas, indeed, what? Aghatita Ghatana, that which is impossible. Aghatita means that which is not possible to do. Aghatita Ghatana, that which is impossible to make happen, she makes it possible. That which is impossible is her business. She makes it possible. Or who is she? Atma Ajnanam, makes the impossible possible. Because this fine Satchidananda, without a second, which is all one, which is free of doership, free of guilt, free of hurt, free of fear, free of sorrow, is what? Guilty, hurt, afraid, sorrowful, divided, ignorant. This is what the whole thing is. Just one Atma Ajnanam, one kiss from Maya, in the form of self-ignorance. One is in trouble forever until one interrogates and takes measures to correct it. So, Maya we know what Maya is, we have seen in detail. You cannot say, I don't know Maya, you know her intimately, and then pun intended, and then what? Patiyasi. Patiyasi means, again, like this tarap tamap, we have another two pratyayas. Pratyayas means suffixes. Iyasun and ishthan. Again, iyasun is comparative, and then ishthan is superlative. Okay, so the comparative is here. Patiyasi means cleverer than all. Pata, clever, capable. So if we had patutara, patutama, we would have said, if we had used tarap and tamap. So patiyan, patiyasi, feminine of patiyan. Patiyas, patiyan. Patiyasi, feminine of patiyan. So she is, she is cleverer it should actually be cleverest, but here it's a very clever way of putting she's cleverer by far. In English also we say that. But means she's the cleverest of all. And why is she cleverer by far? Because she makes the impossible possible. So what is this kiss of Maya, which is the self-ignorance? Because when one is born, the cause of birth is self-ignorance. I don't know I'm one with Ishvara. Therefore, I have all these desires. One has all these nonsensical desires, and a string of nonsensical desires becomes, quickens. Quickens means wants to be fulfilled, and then searches for an appropriate body-mind sense complex, knocks on Ishvara's door, so to speak, this is all imaginary, and says, create me. And who is this me? A bunch of nonsensical desires. This is the Jiva in repose, coming out, waking up and saying, I want to become something other than you, because I want to love you, I want to see you, I want to experience you, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to have all these desires fulfilled. And you can't fulfill desires when you are one with Ishvara, and when you are in a state of separate existence. And so that separation, is the cause. The cause of that separation is not knowing the truth of oneself, not knowing that one is whole. One desires to separate. And then when you desire to separate, those desires create for you, along with Bhagavan, of course. Bhagavan keeps in mind those desires and creates for you what? An appropriate body. In fact, Bhagavan also becomes Bhagavan when you want to be you. Otherwise there is no Bhagavan, there is no Bhagavata. Bhagavanhood is not there. Bhagavan is all Ishvara, of course. But Ishvara gains Ishvaratvam. Ishvaratvam means a certain kind of a status called Ishvara. Ishvara gains Ishvaratvam when there is a Jagat to overlord, when there are Jivas to overlord. Then Ishvara becomes the cause of the universe when there is the universe to create, to manifest. And then Ishvara recalls the previous cycle of creation and then brings forth the universe. And and the Jiva is already Ishvara. Ishvara does not create the Jiva. This is very important to understand. And then what happens, so the whole thing is just so beautiful. But how did the Jiva separate? Jiva did not separate. It is an as though. No, but then now I am separate. Yes, as though. But I feel it's real. That real feeling is also as though. Yeah, now you can't argue. So then what to do now? So now we have to see this properly in its full magnificence. So the cause of birth is Atma Ajnanam. That's why she is Avidya matriarch. If you trace the family tree, self-ignorance, matriarch. And then she has a baby. What is that baby? Desire, Kama. Avidya has a son called Kama, because out of Avidya, out of not knowing the truth of oneself, all kinds of nonsensical desires come. Because I feel restless, I feel, sad, I feel incomplete, I feel insecure, and then I go about trying to make myself secure. And that's why Kama has another child called Karma, action, because desire doesn't make you sit quietly. It makes you spin in place and wants to fulfill it. It creates pressure. So Kama and then Karma, action. Then action has twins. Results of actions, Punya, meritorious results, Papa, not worthy of speaking of. Wrong actions garner, attract wrong results, uncomfortable results, which can be experienced in this life itself, which can be experienced in other lives, doesn't matter. It is held in abeyance sometimes because you are not producing the results of action. The results of action are in the hands of Ishvara. And then what? Then the Punya Papa have a baby, Punarjanma. Punarjanma means what? Rebirth, again in that same ignorance, and then the cycle goes on. This is called the Maya's chakra, samsara chakra. This is a cyclical birth. Cyclical cycle of birth, death, old age, death, born, gone is born, born is gone is born. This is what it is. Born, gone is same thing, over and over and over. This is all an apparent reality. This is what is called Vyavaharika Satta, the realm of Maya, the queendom of Maya. This is what it is. And how to get out of that, we have already seen. First be Sattvic and then catch hold of Vedanta. Don't let go of Vedanta. Catch hold of Vedanta, the spoof of Maya becomes more and more and more clear, very much clear. Because otherwise what happens is that this, there is a kind of a link between intractable desires and then action. And then between action and results of action. And then there's a link between the results of action and handkerchief. Why handkerchief? to wipe the eyes. Because the results of action are not in keeping with what you want. That's why you have to keep doing. You work hard, the neighbor gets the promotion, your co-worker. And the co-worker is surprised, I'm not that good, I don't know how I got it. Putting salt in the wound and packing it. This is what the whole thing is. And so, therefore, this Maya makes the impossible happen. She is like a magician, a sorceress, a magician par excellence. You don't even see her move, and before you know it, you are plonked in the middle of samsara, adrift in samsara, and trying to make a little raft of good actions, some punya, and then rowing it with the oar of Shraddha, hoping that you will land on some bank. And most of the time the raft falls apart. Says not me, the Mundakopanishad. Plavahetra adrida yajnarupaha. Yajnarupa plavaha. See, all these prayers, everything, they are important. But if you bank on them to give you self-knowledge, they cannot be replaced for self-knowledge. Prayer helps you find a teacher and gain this self-knowledge that will take you out of the ocean of samsara. In fact, there is no ocean, it is just an ocean that you know as a result of that. Till then the ocean is real, the crocodiles are realer, and the shark is the realest thing there. All these things are there. Shark and the seaweed, all these things are there. So therefore what? So therefore, one is adrift in samsara, that's why everybody's name is Sam. Float Sam, jet Sam, that's all. Like a piece of wood drifting in the ocean of samsara, going back and forth. No destination, no origins, no purpose, and just spinning in place. What a life, what a tragedy. And that is why, my friends, this verse starts with a bang. No other verse is as difficult as the first verse. It required 4 classes of introduction to even understand this much. And then it required all this explanation. And all the other ones will go like butter, very easy. Don't worry about it at all. So, this is what we have to see, is that this Atma Ajnanam is the cause of sorrow, confusion, alienation, disconnection, and a sense of insecurity and incompleteness centered on the self. This is what we have to see. And then once this is seen, it is very easy to remedy. All you have to do is to study Vedanta, not kabhi kabhi, not once in a while. You have to have a committed exposure, a commitment to study. That is what we need. And as often as possible, you plug into it and you study. Then only what happens is that there is remedy, because Mayam tarantite, they cross over Maya. Cross again as though, as though cross. Yeah. Or another meaning, cross over Maya, they stop being cross at every small things. This is what it is. And you don't have to die in order to cross over Maya. In this body, in this limping body, limited mind, limited resources, one can be free. This is what is called Jivan Mukta. You just observe everything, and and you're not even an observer. You observe without being an observer. You just, everything just goes by, and you are not participating in anything, including your body and mind. And that's why a jnani sometimes raves like a mad person, or cries, or rants, or smiles, or laughs. It makes no difference, because there is no identification with the mind. There is no identification with the body. This is where Vedanta takes. Even while living in the body, one is free of the complaints of the body. If pain is there, you take care of pain. Somebody asked yesterday about pain. If pain is there, you take care of it. If you can't take care of it, go to bed till it, till it goes. If it doesn't go, you learn to live with it. But it does not affect you emotionally or mentally. That is where we have to go with this. And that is the whole thing. So, that is the first verse. So, what is that? Ghatayati jagat isha jiva bhedam tvaghatita ghatana patiyasi maya. We have seen the first verse. Let us go to the second one. Shruti shata nigamanta Shodhakanapyaha Shrutishatanigamanta Shodhakanapi Api Ahahadhanadhinidarshanena Sadhyaha Yeah, one ha got missed out. Ahahadhanadhinidarshanena sadhyaha Kalushayati chatushpadadya bhinnan Aghatita ghatana patiyasi maya Shruti shatanigamanta shodhakanapi Ahahadhanadhinidarshanena sadhyaha Kalushayati chatushpadadya bhinnan Aghatita ghatana patiyasi maya Yeah, so sadhyaha. Let us take the word sadhyaha. Sadhyaha, at once, suddenly, simultaneously, immediately. Immediately what? Kalushayati. Kalushayati means corrupts. Immediately corrupts. Who? Maya. Immediately corrupts. Like putting one bad fish, enough, one bad apple in the bunch, And then so like this, immediately corrupts. Who does she corrupt? What does she corrupt? Who does she corrupt? She corrupts Shruti Shata Nigamanta Shodhakan Kalushayati. Shruti Shatam is hundreds of Shruti, hundreds and thousands of Shrutis, and who are these people? They are not the Shrutis. They are the Shruti Shodhakas, Shruti Shata Shodhakas, and Shruti Shatascha Nigamantascha, Shruti Shata Nigamantaha, and Shruti Shata Nigamantasya Shodhakaha Tan. Shruti Shata Nigamanta Shodhakan. So Shruti Shata means hundreds of Shrutis. Means the first portion of the Vedas. And then Nigamanta Vedanta. So Shruti Shata Nigamanta simply means Veda Vedanta Shodhakan. Shodhakan, researchers. All the PhDs of Veda and Vedanta. in all the universities, and they say, I'm going to get this Vedanta, I'm going to have a PhD, I'm going to conquer this Vedanta, it is under my belt, with the thesis entitled, how many times the word Ishvara appears in the Rig Veda. So and so has been awarded the doctor of philosophy. So nice, I can hear the claps, I can hear all these things, I can hear people, my title being reverberating in the hall. Of course, it may be online by then, we don't know, because coronavirus has done a number on all graduations. So who knows, whatever it is. So I can hear it reverberating in the Zoom room, and somebody is saying my name, and somebody is giving the, reading out the title of my PhD. OMG, how wonderful, so nice, I'm just so thrilled here. And then these are the researchers, multiplicities of them, because there's not just one, there's many of them. Each one is thinking I'm the only one. That's why there are many of them. And because they are in plural, it's another kind of a subtle, hit at them. Because each one is thinking I'm the only one. And here Shodhakan, plural. And so, therefore, who are these people? These are people, researchers of the Veda, who have gone to the depths of the Veda, and they have, plumbed the depths of all the Upanishads and understood, at least from the namesake, meaning of Atma and meaning of Anatma. And then what else have they understood? Nothing. But they think they have understood. These are called in Sanskrit Panditam Manyamanaha. Panditam Manyamanaha means Swayam. They themselves think of themselves as Pandits. Swayam Dhiraha Panditam Manyamanaha. It comes in the Mundakopanishad. Andhenaiva Niyamanaha Yatha Andhaha. So without knowing anything, they feel like they know, and then they become leaders, big leaders. If any lecture is to be given, they will not call a Swami, they will call this PhD. Because Swami doesn't have PhD. These people have PhDs, and then so they will be called and they will say, yes, this is how it is, and they will be called to set the, curriculum of the schools. This is a huge deal in California. They will sit on committees to, set school curriculum without really being, practicing the tradition, without knowing, without getting rid of Atmajnanam. One is posing like a Pandit, and Maya especially has a lot of fun with them. She's just rubbing her hands with glee, waiting to pounce like a cat having seen the prey. It's going like this in the grass. It's just aiming, and then that's what she's doing right now. Why? Because she has found a new set of victims who are also Atma Ajnanis, but who don't know they are Atma Ajnanis, because that's another danger. Without knowing they are Atma Ajnanis, without knowing that they have, Atma Ajnanam. They have Atma Ajnanam. So ignorance, I suppose, is bliss here, because they don't know that they are ignorant. And blissfully, they are writing little, flow charts, Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat, etc. They are writing flow charts, and they are presenting the Ishavasya Upanishad in the form of a PPP. What is PPP? PowerPoint presentation. Slide 1, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, and it's all lip service. Ishavasyam idam sarvam means all that is here, known and known, is pervaded by the Lord. And so they will say, Isha means the supreme, Vasyam, living, idam sarvam, all this. So they will say, Upanishad says, all this is touched by the supreme. And the ultimate. Supreme being and supreme, And Pujya Swamiji always used to say, supreme is only for leaded, unleaded. That is all it is. That is supreme. What kind of gasoline you want, And so So here, it just mystifies it even further, because they themselves don't know, and they think of themselves as big leaders and big overachievers and big egos. And Maya is out to get them. Maya loves such people because without her trying, they fall into her snare. Happily they fall into her snare, and she says, "Oh, I'm having a good day." So then actually the word ahaha should be in the beginning. Ahaha means oh no. It's an exclamation of dismay. Ahaha, aha, oh no, ahaha, ahaha, oh no, how did this happen? These poor learned people, learned within quotes, so supposedly learned people who have tried to conquer Ishvara through the Upanishad, they are themselves putting Ishvara in a box, and then Maya boxes them on the ears. No problem here. So what does she do? Sadhyaha, at once, immediately, without any warning, quickly, what does she do? Kalushayati, corrupts them. Yeah. How does she corrupt them? The method is given in the third case. Dhanadi nidarshanena. Dhana means money. Through showing them money, prize, Vedanta essay contest, okay, and they'll get a big prize, and or some kind of a big something is there, book. If you write a book, you will get some royalties. And then Adi Padat, the Adi means etc. Name, fame. You are the authority in Vedanta. You are the authority in the Vedas. And then the whole world comes and, touches your feet. And then you can think about having a big ashram. And then the ashram is built. Then of course coronavirus comes, all the rooms remain empty, and you have to go online anyway. But nonetheless, all these are fantasies. You have all these Kapola Kalpita fantasies when the skull itself starts to think and weaves a huge fantasy of your life. Oh, people will come bearing gifts. People will come with, shawls, nice shawls that they put on me. Velvet shawls with embroidery, and then they will honor me, and then they will bring fruits and flowers. No, fruits and flowers are nothing. They'll bring money, purse, and then they will say, "Please come, I will build an ashram for you here." Another one says, "No, I asked first, I'm going to take you over here." Where? All in this fellow's head, and then any kind of, they are lured by anything. They have sold their souls, so to speak. Because they are bargaining the Atma. The Atma is for sale, literally here. So the Upanishads are for sale. Brahma Vidya is for sale. And so with, lure of fame, with lure of name, and with lure of money, etc., she corrupts them immediately without even before they know it. They are shells of what they were. If there was some jignasa, some mumuksha, some desire to study, something that took them on this line of research, then that is long gone. They are not in connection with it at all. What are they connected to now? They want to be a huge healer, a miracle monger, some worker, some miracle worker with a, like a mega spiritual whatever, person who is going to get a lot of name, fame, money, etc. Everything becomes about money. Everything becomes about how is it going to help me, be famous. Very sad. Even such people, who just unwittingly, like a rabbit going inside the lion's mouth, speaking of Mrigendra Mukha, they deliver themselves into the Maya, which is lion's mouth, and then Chatushpadadi Abhinnan, and as a result of this, they behave like four-footed creatures. What are these four-footed creatures? They fight with other creatures. They are territorial. In fact, we shouldn't give the four-footed creatures a bad name because they are fine where they are. These people are worse than four-footed creatures. Four-footed creatures are fine. In In fact, they are more loving, more kind, more accommodative, more compassionate than their owners sometimes. So, but this is just to say the bestial part, not the best part. The bestial part of them comes out, because they are competing with each other and vying for some kind of name, fame, etc. So these Chatushpadadi Abhinnan, which Chatushpadadi Abhinnan, different from four-footed, non-separate from the four-footed. At least they have attained oneness with one thing, which is what? Bestiality. They have attained oneness with that. Even though they have made oneness the subject matter of their research, these researchers who, for name's sake, just tote Vedanta around and then have made it an item for sale and want to advance themselves as a result of this Vedanta. And so what does Maya give them? Maya says, yes, I'll give you name, I'll give you fame. All you have to do is bark. That's all. Simple. No, and you will bark anyway because you will feel threatened all the time. So you keep saying, instead of soham, you keep saying woof, 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 and everybody is miserable. Simple. So that, that is the second verse. Shrutishata nigamanta shodhakanapi ahaha dhanadi nidarshanena sadhyaha kalushayati. Chatushpadadi abhinnan kalushayati. She spoils them. And then who is that? Maya. And who is this Maya? Ghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. Patiyasi Maya. Cleverer by far Maya. The most adept Maya. Adept at making the impossible possible. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Yeah, there are some questions, others also you can ask. So, is Maya's purpose to create the beautiful universe to tempt the jiva to stay in samsara? No. Maya is not cruel, Maya simply is. Jiva is tempted because of ajnanam. That's all it is. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, good. Have a good rehab, Gloria. I'm so happy. What is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to live life fully without getting hurt and without hurting others. That is the relative everyday purpose. The absolute purpose of life is to understand the truth of yourself as Bhagavan. That's the ultimate purpose. Oh, nice. Somebody has called themselves Zorro. Very nice. Mithya and Maya are synonyms. Correct. Yes. Yeah, so, Maya and Mithya are not different. They are same. Same thing. Clarify. Nothing to clarify. They are synonyms. Mithya is that which is neither existent nor non-existent. It is, in between the two. It cannot be affirmed, it cannot be denied. Maya is the same. Mithya is adhishthana ananyat. Maya is also the same. And Maya is feminine. Mithya is neuter, word-wise. Okay? Yeah. So you can I'll also give you the ashram website. You can go there if you have any. If you want to look at other offerings and regular classes, etc., are there. And then, you can go arshavm.org. And then many namaskar. Yeah. If Maya is as though, why should we as though continue to live life? You have answered your own question. You are as though living. Yeah. Continue because it's not in your hands. The body is Ishvara's Vikshepa. So it is a manifestation of Ishvara. It's the temple through which you express yourself and through which you can have fun, through which you can study. You need a moksha yatana. Yeah. Moksha yatana you need. Yeah. Maya is, so a vehicle for moksha. Make the body into a vehicle for moksha. Okay? Yeah. Maya is anirvachaniya, so is Brahman. No, Brahman is not anirvachaniya. Brahman is, you. Brahman is not an object, cannot be described as an object. It is you, but it can be communicated. Maya cannot be really communicated. Brahman is communicated, okay? Yeah. Brahman is you. It's not objectifiable. Maya is objectifiable, but it cannot be talked about categorically as yes or no. Yeah. Ishvara cannot hook Jiva. Jiva can only surrender. Correct. Yeah. Jiva is enough to... Jiva has a long nose to hook itself. Yeah. Jiva can only... What are we seeking? We are seeking to know we are Ishvara. That is what you are seeking. To know without a shadow of doubt, vagueness or error that you are one with Bhagavan. That is what you are seeking. And that is what is the subject matter of Vedanta. And knowing this, you are free from sorrow, not any other way. Yes. And so that is why the surrender is important, because you cannot have any, you cannot have a say over everything, including your desires. So therefore, we have to surrender. Okay? Yeah. Any other questions? Wonderful to see everybody. One more question. How can Ishvara be Ananda? Sat is Ishvara, but Ananda is a property which should exist in Maya. No. Ananda is not a property. Ananda is Ananta. It's like I told you, Ananda, Sat and Chit are not, Sat, Chit, Ananda are not attributes of Ishvara. They are the very nature of Ishvara. So they are not attributes, they are not adjectives. So Ananda is not an adjective. Ananda means limitless. It's not some kind of a bliss with a capital B or anything like that. So this is not what it is. So what it is that when you say I am, this is Sat. I know I am, Sat Chit. I know I am now, Ananda here. Now. That now which is free of time, which is the author of time, that is Ananta, that is Ananda. Okay? Yeah. So it's not an attribute of Ishvara. It is not a property which exists in Maya either. The happiness that you get out of engaging in Maya is the lesha, is a piece of that same Ananda which belongs to Brahman. Because ultimately Maya is Brahman. Brahman is not Maya. Yeah. Maya is not separate from Brahman. You can go and, revise some of the previous things if you need to, because they are all archived on that livestream.com site. I will write it one more time and then I'll answer this question also. Let me write this first. And then, is it correct to say that we use Vikshepa Shakti of Maya to know our true nature? Sure, you can say that. Why? Because, you can, because let's say you use books, Upanishad, that is part of Vikshepa Shakti. Yeah. Ishvara's Vikshepa Shakti is Upanishad, and then you use Guru. Yeah, Guru is again a Vikshepa of Bhagavad Vikshepa. And you go to an ashram, ashram is also Vikshepa, all that. So yeah, you can say that. Okay, all the best. See you tomorrow. Have a peaceful day. Om Namah Shivaya.